Welcome to my new house. I got back from New Zealand a couple of weeks ago and we had just moved a few days before I went away. Never do that, it's a really stupid idea. Moving house and then immediately going on holidays is really stressful. Anyway, so this is my little office with my view outside. My crap kind of still everywhere. That's okay. So spring has sprung in Queensland. Well, in Australia in general, obviously, and the Southern Hemisphere. So I'm thinking camping, and I want to take lots of camping trips because I kind of have the time to do it and I can work while I'm on the road. So I have an SUV. I would love to do the whole #van life thing and convert a van into a camper, but I don't think my husband's going to let me buy a van right now because we are saving to buy a house and we still have another holiday to Japan between now and then, so it's probably not the best thing to spend money on. But I figured I have an SUV, which is it's a larger kind of vehicle, so there is no reason why I can't turn that into a sort of a camper especially for the short kind of trips I'm going to be taking. So I want your advice on what I should do to it, and I'm going to do a bit of a project series on how I make my car campable. There's a couple of reasons I want to do it out of my car. First of all, the insulation is better, both in hot and cold weather, obviously inside the car, than in a tent. So in Queensland, obviously it gets really hot leading into summer, and then especially over summer. So I figure if I'm able to camp in the car, it's going to be cooler inside the car than inside a tent. I could be wrong about that. We will find out. But also, if I'm camping on my own, which I have done before, I do tend to get a little bit freaked out in the tent. And I still do it, but I haven't done it that often. It's probably stopped me from going as often as I would like to, being a little bit scared of being on my own. Which, considering how much I've solo traveled, is kind of stupid, but it still happens and I still get scared. Our upcoming podcast is about being scared when traveling, so stay tuned for that as well. We've got a few guest appearances happening for that one to tell their stories. So anyway, so the second reason was, if I'm inside my car and it's locked, I'm less likely to be scared. Whether the threat is real or imagined, I'm just going to sleep better. And yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. And I think it will get me out more and making the most of my spare time this spring and summer season if I can camp in my car. So my list is pretty brief at the moment for what I've got to do. So I'd like your ideas on what you think would make an SUV into a great camper. So my seats go flat-ish. So putting down the inflatable mattress, or even just I've got a thin hiking mattress in the back, is no problem. So I don't need to take the seats out and create any kind of a platform to sleep on, which is half the conversion solved right there. And I don't want to take my seats out or do anything crazy like that because I use this car on a daily basis and it still needs to be my main mode of transport, and also be able to keep people in the back to transport them also. So that's fine. So what I'm thinking is, obviously I'll need a few storage boxes to keep stuff in, but I'm not going to be going on super long trips, so that's fine. Even when the seats are down, underneath the back seats is plenty of space there that I can fit some storage boxes in to keep food and other supplies and things like that. Easy. Next, I was thinking, rather than the big, huge, square, fold-out aluminium table that I've got, which is actually pretty massive and not ideal for camping, I would make a fold out one which you can fold out of the back, that sits on the edge of the boot and then is like a bench for cooking, basically mostly probably for cooking and resting a cup of tea on. So I've been looking up a few YouTube videos and that looks really simple to make with just materials from Bunnings or your local hardware store, pretty much. So that's my first project I'm probably going to do. So I'm wondering, what else do I need to do to make this an ideal camper without ripping the guts out of it, because it still needs to be my everyday ride. So hit me with your suggestions and I look forward to them. And then the project series will start coming to you soon. It is about to be school holidays in Queensland and New South Wales, which pretty much means for the next 3 weeks or so, I'm not going to be able to camp because everywhere will be booked out and it will be mad with children. So I've got about 3 weeks to do any of the modifications and making of things that I need to do, and then I can hit the road. So hit me with your suggestions. I'm looking forward to them.